and especially for all the advertisers or marketers, this is going to be a gold mine, $1,000 course in itself. Everyone on Google writes in they are number one, they are the best agency. So we strategized an ad for them that the headline one spoke, we are not the best. The click-through rate on that was 28%, which is out of 100 people, 28 people clicked on it, whereas the industry standard CTR was 1.71%. So it's 28x. Google says that, boss, if you want to target intent, you pay me more. I give you
Right.
intent traffic. And Facebook and Instagram says, I won't be able to give you intent-driven traffic, but I will give you cheaper traffic. So it's a pro and con on both ends.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Wealth Cardio. So my name is Harpreet and you gonna dive deep into digital marketing world today with us. We have a special guest, Rahul Rai Singhani, who built an empire from scratch in the digital marketing world, and how he made it, what made him different, that he's getting 5 rows means if he is spending $1 in a market and he is getting 5 out of it. What is different? So we're gonna know from him what are his insight, how he think, and how he charge to the clients. As if you want to start out as a digital marketing company or you want to know something about this market, then this episode can be a course for your journey, as we talked from finding a client to setting the price, then launching the business and every single thing in it. So let's dive deep into with Rahul Rai Singhani. Thank you. Hey Rahul, how are you doing?
All good. It's been amazing. It's been work, content, and these two, I call these two as my babies. So these two going along and just enjoying and learning along the way.
The podcast and content.
Yes, content that includes, I do a lot of live sessions with guests. And I was even talking to you that it's a whole new experience coming on as a guest and sharing my insights, because I believe these podcasts, and to viewers who are watching this, I think podcast is something in 2000s has emerged as one of the new ways of learning, networking, and it is to grow in the next 5 years is for sure.
Right, exactly. When there is one of my friend who is a millionaire, already, and I do talk to him sometimes, and he said like, Harpreet, you have good skills like in the editing and turn wise. Start making
Right.
videos, okay? I said I don't know how to speak. Then he said invite somebody who can speak
Right.
better, who can speak
Makes
better.
sense. Makes
So
sense.
here we have
Makes
Rahul
sense.
today. Rahul, please introduce yourself to our audience. I know about you, but as usual,
Sure.
right?
Sure, absolutely. So, hey guys, I'm a digital marketer. I've been in this industry for 6+ years now. It started with an accident. I was not really sure what marketing is. Started with internships. Then I grew my interest in this field. Did a lot of internships. I remember 25 plus internships in my college period itself. Then went on to do some full time jobs and do freelancing as well. Tried several gigs. And after that, then I entered into full-time solopreneurship, wherein I started freelancing, providing my services to different brands. And it's been 1.5 plus years of doing that. And I've been fortunate enough to have worked with 100 plus brands, help them in marketing. So, and alongside, I'm a content creator too. So just growing on that way of life.
Okay, you said it was an accident when you start doing
Yes.
podcast, not podcast, the content thing,
Marketing.
marketing thing. How? Like this is the first time that I'm listening from someone like it was an accident. Otherwise, they would be having like we had an idea from when like 3-4 years ago, then we implemented it like along the way. How did it actually
Right.
started?
So, to the young audience who will watch this podcast, I will tell my story. I think they will relate to this. And if it provides motivation or practical insights to anyone, I think the motto is achieved. So in 12th, I was very confused of what to do. I did coaching for IIT.
Right.
I applied to 20 plus different streams of colleges because my only aim in my head was that I want to get into college. I don't know what my passion is. Even when I used to go to a career counselor, the first question they used to ask me is, what do you like doing? I mean, my second thought was that's the whole reason why I've come to you, because I don't know what do I like doing, right? So that confusion was a very, very big confusion. And I'm sure people who are in 12th, 11th, or even in their college will relate to this, that they don't know what their passion is, right? So there accidentally, I was just talking to my friend that, I've applied to so many colleges. I'm really confused. I'm really anxious of what will happen. And I asked him, what's the easiest course that I can get into, right? His
Okay.
answer was BBA, Business, Bachelor's of Business Administration, because he was also going to do the same, but he was clear about that. So he suggested ki, this is one of the most easiest and the fun courses to do. And
Hmm.
accidentally, I had also applied to Symbiosis. It's one of the premier institutes of BBA in India. So there I got in. So there, I just went in. It was in Pune, so I had to. I have been born in Bhopal, so I had to shift to that new city. It was a new journey for me, but in that college itself, I came across marketing as a subject. Right. So
Okay.
there my journey started. My first introduction towards marketing happened. And there I did not have a choice because marketing was a subject which we had to study in our first
Hmm.
year because it was business administration. So marketing is a very important part of every business, right? So there, I just had this in mind that I want to do something big. I don't know from where it came, but I used to watch millionaires. Used to watch big people talking on podcasts, talking on interviews. So I got inspired from there. So then I heard about internships. Very intriguing term. People who
Hmm.
are watching this who have not done internships, I would highly recommend doing some or the other internship, especially in college time, school time. And I came across Internshala. I was so motivated. I applied to 100 internships in one day, and I got reply from 2 3 NGOs. Did some work for free for them because initially no one like pays if you don't have those expertise skills, right? You have to do some things for free. So from there it started. Had some failures as well in the initial internships, but there I got addicted to internships because I got my first, I remember, internship which was paid. I got 1,000 rupees for a 1 month's task, and I was super happy. Right, because that was
Okay.
my first paycheck that I ever got, and I got addicted. From 1,000 it grew to 2,000, then 5,000, then 10,000. I realized that I don't have to ask my
Hmm.
family for giving money for all the expenditures that I have to do. So
Right.
that way, that's why I say it was accidental, but I always believe the destiny had this path for me. So I highly believe in that.
Okay. But like as you said, like it was an accident, and then
Yeah.
you told the story. But what
Yeah.
made you focus on paid media only? Like what was the main kick that you got from it?
Again, that was also an accident. Because
Okay.
in my college placement,
Yeah.
a Swedish agency had come for placements, and I was the placement coordinator. I was the co-functional head of my placement cell, and I had already got placed in another company in sales job, right? So this
Okay.
company came for the placement talks. They usually come before they do the interviews. They come to brief the students of what the company is and what they can offer. So there I attended the talk and I had an
Hmm.
interaction with the HRs because I was responsible for catering to them and making sure everything is organized for them. So there the HR pitched to me, Rahul, why don't you apply for this? Like you seem to be a good candidate. And I was like, I've already been placed. But then she said, you are a placement head, like you can, right? You're not a
Hmm.
normal student. And then I realized I talked to my, head of teacher head who was the placement cell. Then I talked to him. Then he allowed me to sit, and I sat in the interview. I got in. So that was the first accident because I had no intention of applying in digital marketing field. I was into sales already selected, so I chose
Right.
this. Like I got into this, and even in digital marketing, I was chosen for SEO role in that company. Uh, and
Hmm.
after that, I don't know what happened. The manager of that company called me that Rahul, actually, I am handling Google Ads in this company, and we have a vacancy. Would you be interested to shift from SEO to Google Ads? I had no clue
Okay.
what Google Ad was, but I was just interested with the idea of ads. That term really interested me. That I want to do something dynamic. SEO seemed very technical to me, so I said yes. I gave the interview and I got into Google Ads. So that is where my journey in paid media began. Again, an accident, but a very fortunate accident, so as to say.
But I would say there was like it was accident, but the thing is that you grabbed it. Maybe
Yes.
you were serious, right? For anything, although
Yeah.
you didn't know, but you were serious enough to grab
Yes.
whatever
I
you
gave my
wanted.
best. I gave my best. Even in that interview, I didn't know where it would lead to, or if I was doing the right thing at that point of time. But the only thing I knew, which my father had always told me, that uh, give such an impression that the other person, gets a perception about you that this person is, I mean, is very hardworking, is honest, and is genuine in his efforts. So I
Right.
gave that interview with my full efforts and I had no regrets. Even if I was not selected in Google Ads, I had
Hmm.
this satisfaction and I gave my 100%. So that way, yes, I grabbed that opportunity and fortunately that led to the right direction afterwards.
Okay. Okay. Good. Sounds good to me. But there is another question. You say, are you
Sure.
when you're talking, like everything is coming in my mind. So
Absolutely.
from that one kick that you got
Yeah.
from the
Yeah.
beginning, from your friend said it or whatever it happened,
Right.
now you're a founder of a
Right.
media company. Okay.
Right.
So what sets you apart from other companies? There are like so many companies I have been seeing like doing good jobs, but what
Right.
do you think sets you apart? Like what are the things that you're doing that other don't know, and that had give you, like you said, like 5x rows you do get,
Right.
right? So
Right.
what
Right.
are the techniques or you're applying, or what are the examples?
Right. So in this, I would like to actually take this opportunity to mention about personal branding, right?
Okay.
There is a lot of saturation in every field. No matter what industry the viewer or people who are watching this in, there is going to be competition, right? We cannot ignore that. Even in tech field, in finance, in marketing, in
Hmm.
sales, even in arts, creative field, there's competition everywhere. Uh, let's suppose if I know how to run Google Ads, uh, who will know that I am an expert in that? Maybe my colleagues, maybe my family, maybe some of the clients that I've worked with, but the world would never know that I am a Google Ads expert, right? To make millions of people know that you are actually good at something, personal branding is the very primary thing that can set you apart, and that has changed my life 360-degree, and I'm not even kidding. uh, I get goosebumps imagining that had I not built my brand on LinkedIn, where my life would be at this point of
Hmm.
time, right?
Yeah.
That was the greatest gift ever by my by my fortune, that I would say, because I started building my LinkedIn person brand alongside when I was doing a full-time job. Again, I got introduced to person branding once I was scrolling LinkedIn. So I thought LinkedIn was a platform just for posting job updates and, just
Hmm.
updating the profile. But I started seeing people posting content in their field. And I would say I'm grateful for this fact that whenever I see something, I become restless to implement. Right. So,
Hmm.
the reason why I started doing lives was when I was invited for a live session when I was when I had not started my personal branding journey. I found it interesting. The second day I hosted a live myself, right? So that
Okay.
restlessness really has helped me in all fields. So I became very restless that I also want to build my personal brand, and I also want to get
Hmm.
likes, comments, followers.
Hmm.
7 days I posted news articles. I remember I copy pasted news articles from InShots, is an app which gives news updates. So I thought, I had no idea ki personal branding hoti kya hai, what to do and what to post. So I just tried random stuff, right?
Right.
I got my first like after 7 days, and I was jumping on my bed. I remember because I was so happy that I was waiting for that first like. And when I got my first comment, there was a smile on my face for hours. I still remember. Right.
Okay.
So from there, it started changing. And now you won't believe I don't have a portfolio. In
Hmm.
my pitches, what I show them, or I don't even show them most of the times, many people come to me inbound after seeing my LinkedIn content and my profile.
Hmm.
Uh, and they just say, Rahul, we don't want to see your work. We have come to you because we have seen your work. Now you tell us, how will you help us? So
Okay.
there, I think personal branding has helped me, enabled me to create that like USP, because I talk to a lot of media agency founders who are doing outbound. In outbound, the ball is in the client's court, because there first you need to convince them that you are a right fit, then you need to show the process. But with personal brand, you don't need to convince, you just need to show them what results can you get for them. So that is the primary thing. People who are watching this, who have been overthinking or procrastinating about personal brand, I mean, I can't express it in words, but this is a live case study in front of you speaking about the importance of personal brand. Second thing I believe is the creative mindset. I'll tell you a
Hmm.
very interesting thing in paid media marketing. Now, let's say if I'm running ads for a jewelry brand, right? What keywords will I target for 18 karat gold ring? I can target 18 karat gold ring, buy gold ring online, or best gold ring online, right? These are the
Hmm.
terms that everyone targets. Every big player in India or, Canada or US or UK will target, right? I create strategies wherein I target keywords like my wife is angry. And there we show them ads, gift them a jewelry box, and convince her. So that is the creative mindset I bring onto the table, that where no one is focusing. No competitor will be bidding on that keyword. You won't
Yeah.
believe 800 people are searching for this term every single day. Every
Eight,
single day,
800.
800 men are searching for. My wife is angry and
Hmm.
my girlfriend is angry is 1,000 per day. So targeting these keywords, then this is a very, I think it will blow the minds of some of the viewers who are watching this. But this is just one example of what creative things can do. And I've heard this thing that ads are boring, but I don't agree. Ads can be very interesting if you have the right mindset for that.
That's the first time that I heard it. It blew my mind too. Like it was never, I have never thought it. Like if I was doing the advertisements, I would have never
Right,
thought it. That's the one
right,
thing. And I have been studying like marketing for last couple of months. And
right.
so far, what I was learning is there like your offer needs to be so good. Your
Mm,
offer needs to be so good that people
right,
can't say no, right? There is 100 million offer of like Alex Hermosi, right? I
correct.
admire him, by the way.
Right.
So that's the book that I was reading, and
Mm,
that was the one thing that I was saying, yes, it needs to be like that. But now there
right,
is another part that is personal branding, right? If you have a
right.
good brand of you, then people gonna
Yeah,
trust you. They
absolutely,
they will not even see your work or whatever. They will see you first of all. Okay,
absolutely.
if you have a confidence, if they think like you can do it, then they say, okay,
Mm,
work is we will see in the results, right?
absolutely,
So so
absolutely.
yeah, that's a plus point too. As you said, like there are multiple platforms that you are considering, right? So like
Yeah,
let's say healthcare, you are doing healthcare, you are doing some retail shops or all those companies.
yeah.
How do you choose these markets? Are there some like the checklist that you go first of all? Okay, if this has this market growth, like
Mm,
we need to find the pain first of all. If there is a
correct.
pain in the market, then we go for the advertisement, then we go for the fulfillment of that niche, right? So
Right.
what is the characteristic or like checklist that you follow?
Sure. I think that's a very interesting question, and especially for all the advertisers or marketers, this is going to be a gold mine, $1,000 course in itself, because whenever I start working, this I've realized over a period of time, doing
Mhm.
various mistakes and having various failures. This I've
Right.
realized after that,
Mhm.
that I need to be very specific when I'm choosing a brand that I'm associating myself with. So what I've done is over a period of time, I used to look at projects from an advertiser point of view at start when I started my journey. That okay, I should charge this much. I can get
Right.
this much return. What will
Mhm.
be my long term association with the brand? All these are
Mhm.
fine. All these are there. But the biggest point is, before an advertiser's hat, you need to have a user's hat uh, analysis
Experience.
before. So
Yeah.
now what I do is, whenever a founder approaches me on LinkedIn or inbound way, I first evaluate their product or service not as an advertiser. I don't even look at market demand. I just look at it as a user. Will I buy that product or service or not? Right? If the answer is no, then it's clear shot done. I tell the founder very honestly, I don't see that I am convinced to buy your product or service. So I don't think I will be the right person, but I can give you a reference of another person who can help you out in
Mhm.
this. So that's my clear answer to them, because the logic is, if I as an advertiser am not convinced to buy or buy their product or service or pay for their product or service, how will I convince the masses with my marketing that you buy and buy this product or service? So that's my biggest checklist pointer at the top. Then if that is ticked, if I believe in the product or service, I then start evaluating the founder, because that is very important. Does the founder have a growth mindset or not? Right?
Right.
Because if the founder is of a mindset that if we have started a marketing campaign, or let's say we have started an ad, or we have started social media marketing or any activity in marketing, the second day the results won't come in any of the activities. It will always take 1 or 2 months at least. Even for ads, it takes 1 month at least to start
1 month.
seeing some returns, right?
Right.
So there the founder needs to have patience, understanding, respect for expertise, and should be flexible on trying creative stuff. So I tell the founder very clearly, I am that person who will not go with the traditional ways. Like, I my kick in marketing is why I'm able to sustain and why I enjoy these days. Even on a Monday morning, I don't feel like I have to go to work, or I have to sit on
Mhm.
my laptop and do meetings, because of this creative mindset, like targeting these keywords. And I'll tell you one more example. For a
Right.
website development agency, that is a super competitive market. Everyone on Google writes in they are number one, they are the best agency, they can build super responsive website. That's the common kind of ads.
Common thing.
So for a website agency in Indian market, the founder came to me. He was like, I want to get leads. So we strategized an ad for them that the headline one spoke, we are not the best, right? And the headline two was in bouncing users off your site. So what that did is amongst a pool of headline ones which talked about we are number one, we are the best out there, come for free, we free demo, they users suddenly saw we are not the best. That generated curiosity and then they clicked on it. You won't believe the CTR rate, the click through rate on that was 28%, which is out of 100 people, 28 people clicked on it, whereas the industry standard CTR was 1.71%. So it's 28x of what we could get there.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that is my second biggest checklist. And then comes the normal checklist pointers, which is market demand and what is the growth potential,
Hmm.
how much returns can we get for them, which is standard. And I always recommend advertisers to have a Google form with all these questions listed and send to the founder. And once you have response from them, then you analyze and then only take the project that way.
Right, because at the end you're the one who is responsible when when you're applying when you're starting campaigns, right?
Absolutely, because ads is something where you're managing money directly, like social
Yeah.
media marketing, SEO, or any other form of marketing. There, you're not investing money directly, like you're investing
Hmm.
in content or you're investing in words that you're writing. But in ads, you are spending money on a daily basis. So there, you need to be even more cautious, careful that you're working with the right person with the right brand because it can have a lot of mental stress on you that way.
Yeah, that's true. Even there is a one thing that Rahul saw, like
Yeah.
there is a one product, let's say, right? And there is
Mm-hmm.
a one market.
Yeah.
But that market has different sections. Let's say a guy needs
Hmm.
his time management schedule or time management course, right?
Right,
Then
right.
as we are niching it down, the prices
Hmm.
go up. Why is it that?
Yes.
Why is it that?
So in this, how the targeting on ads work is the more narrow you start going. Let's say, for example, I'll give you a very good example that on Facebook ads, you
Right.
have this option. Let's say if I have to sell apple cider vinegar, for example,
Mm-hmm.
right? I have to sell
Mm-hmm.
this in Indian market. So one way is you target the interest of apple cider vinegar. That is all the people who have visited pages related to apple cider vinegar in the past. So those have
Right.
been bucketed by Facebook as interested people in apple cider vinegar. But
Hmm.
if I have to narrow it down, then I can put a filter of define further and put engage shoppers in that. So what it becomes is people interested in apple cider vinegar plus engaged shoppers, which means that
Hmm.
people who have bought in the past, who have purchasing capacity. So there you are signaling Facebook that I want the interest also plus intent also. So there
Right.
Facebook then says that if you want this narrow targeting, I will give you that, but I will charge you more cost for that click because I am going to show your ads only to the intent driven audience and not to the masses. So there you have to pay more. Like if the cost per click on broad audience is going to be 2 rupees, then the cost per click on narrow audience is going to be 4 rupees or 3.5 rupees. So there it's going to be a bit expensive. But eventually, what I suggest to brands or advertisers is create a mix of reach plus intent. There should be
Hmm.
some broad audiences in your targeting because you just can't go narrow because that will become too expensive for your brand to start off with. So go with some broad audience, go with some narrow audience, create a mix of them so that your average cost per click and costing is balanced out that way.
Okay. Okay. But okay, sounds good. Sounds good. It was a little too much, but it needs time to digest, right? This was the new
Sure. I think
information
it's a
to
very
me,
yeah,
right?
yeah, and it's very complex. I would say ads is something that is took me 2 years to get a grab of it and to be able to say that I can run ads. Even
Hmm.
I don't believe in the concept of being an expert in any field of marketing because it's so dynamic. Every day there's something or the other new coming in. So we are all just learning and trying to implement in marketing.
Okay. Because that's the everybody's goal, right? Everybody is implementing what works for them is
Yes,
their formula, we can say, right? As you have the creative
absolutely.
mind that I have never seen in any marketer. Like the main things that everybody
Thank you.
says, okay, let's say in even I live in Canada.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is everybody's competing with each other. Nobody's
Hmm.
setting themselves
Hmm.
apart from others, right? So when we
Correct.
are competing with the bunch of people or bunch of
Hmm.
companies, let's say iPhone is the best example, Apple is the best example. They
Right.
don't compete with anybody, I would say, in my
Correct.
eyes, right?
Correct.
If they set
Absolutely.
price, they would say like, okay, $2,000 for a phone. Let's say
Right.
$1,500 for a phone. They don't say our phone is okay, 499. Okay, we are discounting the price. We are giving like 20% discount on Diwali or New Year. They never give
Right.
it.
Right.
They never,
They are the
right?
leaders. They are the leaders.
They are the leaders. So instead of thinking as a competition or
Hmm.
competing with your competition, we should be thinking
Hmm.
what how we can set them apart, like ourselves
Very
apart,
true.
basically, right?
Very true. Very true.
So so yeah, so that's the thing that I learned in few days, right? And
Yeah.
there is a one thing that I struggled in the beginning. So I was
Hmm.
studying about some things, but there is a main thing. When somebody is starting out, they have a really hard time in one thing in
Hmm.
the beginning,
Hmm.
that is setting the
Hmm.
price, right?
Hmm.
So if some company comes to you, if some client
Yeah.
comes to you, they're gonna say, okay, can you please do this for us? You can say,
Right.
yeah, yeah, for sure, I will do this. But
Yeah.
that is the point where he's totally blind. He don't know like what price should I say? Okay, how should I charge them? What should be my hourly rate? All that stuff.
Right.
How would
Right.
you say like you can do this easily?
Yeah.
Like any idea you can give?
Sure, absolutely. What there are two mindsets here. There are two debates that happen in this in terms of pricing. One is a set of people who suggest to have a fixed pricing that okay, if you're giving let's say 10 hours, you charge this much. If you're writing these many words, you charge
Hmm.
per word cost on that. But I am of the other mindset wherein I believe the pricing in especially in marketing cannot be fixed because every brand has their own challenges, every brand has their own goals, and it differs from time to time. So how can you justify that if you are charging, let's say, 1 lakh rupees from one client with different set of challenges, and you're
Hmm.
charging the same with other brand who has lesser challenges and lesser KPIs and lesser objectives for you? So there I
Hmm.
believe that whenever a brand comes to me, I have a fixed questionnaire, as I was telling you. So that is very important for subjective pricing. If you want to have a subjective pricing, then you need to have a questionnaire to understand the goals, the competitors, the challenges of that brand, and you need to take the past data of the brand as well. Have they done marketing before? What data
Hmm.
do they have? Do they have data of users coming on their website, right? So then I try to analyze all of this, and then based on my strategy that I create with them, I give them a range because now I've been experienced enough to be able to get to a range after seeing the submission form submission that a founder does, and that
Right.
I'm able to give. And then if the founder says that okay, I'm okay with this range considering you give me a very good strategy for how to proceed, then
Right.
I take a call with them wherein I present the strategy, and then that's how it's done. But in start, you will have these confusions. Even I had that. Everyone will have those confusion at start. So don't be demotivated, or don't feel like you are the only one. It happens with everyone. It's normal. But the only thing is that figure out what kind of pricing is working in your kind of clients. What pricing are they comfortable with? Because at start you can't demand a price. You need to be flexible on that front as well, because eventually aim at start is to get some projects, because that's how you will build testimonials and case studies. So let's
That's
say
right.
if you quoted $1,000 to a client, but the client is saying no, I can do it in 700. So at start, take it in $700, even when it's a little less as per your imagination and your wants. But what that $700 with you will do is, if you do a good job for that guy will recommend you to two, three other people, which will bring
Hmm.
you, more
More
dollars.
clients.
You will get testimonial, which will help you in your future pitches.
Hmm.
And that's how you should build. And you will reach a stage after 1 year, 12 months, you will reach a stage wherein you can then start demanding based on the case studies and the testimonials that this is going to be the price. I have 10 plus case studies in the market. If you want to work, I will be more than happy. If you think you can't afford that kind of price, then I would love to stay in touch. But again, I won't be able to help you that way.
Okay, I think that should be clear now, because
Yeah.
as personally, when I was thinking, I was having the same issue, because
Hmm.
when you're new in some industries, like any industry,
Right.
basically, I would say, so you
Right.
will have a hard time in deciding these kind of things. But first, start building testimonials, start getting clients first of all. Even if you
Yes.
have to start working on their like end-to-end budget, what do you have
Hmm.
thought? right?
Right.
So first get the clients. Okay.
But
All
in
right.
this, I would like to add this one thing that get the clients. Again, that is very important. The quantity of clients at start is very important, but always try to interact with the person you are going to work with, whether it's your start or experience or your super experience, doesn't matter. But that respect factor should always be there, because I have seen in some internships, the respect is not there. They treat you like you are doing, like you have to do everything, and they don't give you the respect, they don't give you the due appreciation. So don't work with such people or companies where your work is not appreciated or respected, because it's just a waste of time then. So whenever you try to take an internship or a job or a project, have a call at least with the person. Just tell
Mm.
them that I want to have a word with you before I give my confirmation. And in that call, I think in 5 minutes you will understand that what kind of a person the other person, like what values is he holding, and is he respecting your time, is he respecting your effort. And then if you feel that person is nice, company is good, even when they're paying lesser than what you demanded, then it's a
Right.
green sign to go ahead with.
Right. Then you'll not be dealing with the stress that other
Yes,
people will be
because
dealing,
then
right?
you know that if you give the right work, if you put in more efforts, even more efforts than what you are paid for, that person will not hesitate in giving you a recommendation or a testimonial for your case studies.
Right. Even that's the same thing that you said. I was thinking the same, right? When we like go beyond the expectations, things
Hmm.
start coming in.
Right. Under promise and over deliver always in marketing. So
Under promise,
when you
over deliver.
know,
Okay.
that I always do, because if I know, like when I do my demand market demand analysis, so I get to know I get to know a figure that okay, this
Hmm.
brand will get, let's say, 50 leads per month. For example, this B2B brand will get 50 leads. So I
Hmm.
tell them you will get 30 leads, because if I tell them 50 leads, if they don't get 50 leads, then it will be a problem. But if I tell them 30 and if they get 50, they will be delighted that okay, wow, Rahul is doing some amazing job, and then your contract tenure will increase, your long term association will increase. So that's one strategy I would recommend.
I think people gonna get a lot of stuff like as they this is gonna be more than a course, I would say, if they
Sure,
listen to this
absolutely,
podcast, right? So because
absolutely.
these are the normal questions that everybody goes through, and it's
Yes.
not that like only the higher people can listen. Like anybody who
Hmm.
is starting out, this is gonna perfect for them. And
Absolutely.
Rahul, can you suggest one thing like when you choose the campaigns, right?
Hmm.
How do you create your budget, or how do you like set the deadline? Okay, I'm gonna start this thing today, and
Hmm.
until this day I'm trying to get organic leads in this
Hmm.
much money
Hmm.
or this much
Hmm.
marketing effort. How
Right.
do you set those things like apart? We have to always take our budget, right? Then we're gonna
Right.
start doing things. Sometimes we are doing the right thing, but on very
Right.
low level. We have to go a
Hmm.
little beyond, right? Then we're
Hmm.
gonna see the
Hmm.
results. How do you
Right.
actually identify that level?
So in this, there is the name is forecasting. So whenever in marketing, it can be like technical to explain the forecasting part, but I'll give an overview in very simple terms of that. What
Okay.
forecasting means is, let's say you get an inquiry from a jewelry brand who wants to get customers for their store, like they want to get orders on their website that they have built, right?
Hmm.
So there, then the first step is you send them a questionnaire which has questions about their competitors, their their target consumers, because
Hmm.
I mean the founder will be the best person to tell that who is the target consumer, because he is operating in that business. Third thing is you ask them about, have they done any marketing before?
Mhm.
If they have run any campaigns, what was the data of that marketing? Can you provide that? Because that's very necessary to understand their past picture, because you can predict a future based on past data. That's what works in marketing. And then also you can ask them questions on what is their budget expectations, because let's say if a founder is expecting I will receive a proposal for 1 lakh rupees and you send them a proposal of 5 lakh rupees, there's no link between the two. So you need to set your expectations very clear right from the start. Once you
Right.
get a response on this questionnaire from the founder,
Hmm.
then on Google, when you type in industry standards, when you type in, let's say for Google Ads industry standards, there is a word stream blog that comes up which tells you that what industry standards can you go with. It gives you data of CTR, CPC, clicks, impressions. But again, too technical, but to give you an overview, it tells you that in the jewelry industry, in this market, what is the current conversion rate and the lead that you can get? What is the cost per lead that you can get? So I
Hmm.
use that, like marketers use that data on Google and then link it to forecasting, because if you know what is the cost per lead in that market for that industry, you can,
Hmm.
let's say if the cost per lead in that market currently is 500 rupees according to the industry data, and the founder has told you they need 50 leads. So the calculation is backtracking. 50 into 500 becomes your budget, right?
Right.
So that way you backtrack it and create a forecast. But that is one way. Second way is if they have done marketing before, they will obviously have data that they spent, let's say 1 lakh rupees, they got 20 leads in the past, cost per lead was this. So you will have all that data from their past.
Hmm.
Then obviously you can look into their activities from the past, like if they have run Google ads or Facebook ads, they can always give you access to their accounts. You look back at the data, and
Hmm.
then you create a forecast by increasing that by 10-20%. Let's say if they were getting 20 leads in 1 lakh rupees, then you can say them that if you invest 1.5 or 2 lakh rupees with me, then I can give you 2x or 3x the leads that you were getting, because you have already have a rough idea that okay, the cost per lead will be, let's say the cost per lead before was 500, then with
Yeah.
your optimizations and your strategic approach, you can promise them 300, because if you promise 100 rupees, that's a huge, I mean, that's not practically possible from 500 to 100 in just a few months. So
Right.
their past data comes into picture. So these are two technical ways of going about it, but the main mindset is that you just can't give them any figure based on your imagination. You have to
Hmm.
go by data, that what's happening in the industry, what has happened for them in the past, combine those two and then give a practical figure to them.
Okay. Okay. Got it. That was again the correct answer. Like that is the first time answers that I'm getting these kind of things. Like all the books that I have read, they are
Right.
almost same, but they give the information in the analytics things, analytic terms.
Hmm.
So
Right.
all those things are written in okay, CTV this, CTV that, blah blah blah. So then you say okay, it's gone. Then you see
Correct.
okay, never mind, that's fine, that's fine.
Absolutely. It is very technical, I would say, after a point of time. But again, people who are watching this who want to make their name in marketing, do not be horrified by these terms, because these are easy terms. Like, let's say if I have to explain CTR percentage, it might seem when you see in books CTR rate, oh my God, what is CTR? What is the full form? I will have to learn that. But once you start understanding the like the logic behind the same, it becomes very easy. Like CTR is,
Hmm.
if you are showing ads to 100 people, if two people are clicking out of that, your CTR is 2%, right? So the percentage of people clicking on your ad out of people who are watching it, as simple as that. If 500 people are watching and 10 people are clicking, then 10 by 500 into 100 becomes your CTR percent. So what percentage of the pool is watching? So
Hmm.
that will come with time. That happens with time when you start exploring this. But at start, I think the main part in my marketing is to understand
Hmm.
emotional psychology, the mindset, the creative aspect, and as we discussed, creating a USP, creating a something uh, different from what
Different.
others are doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. And I'm little blank at the moment. So
No worries.
yeah. And let's move into little different side, as
Sure.
this could be, otherwise this could gonna be like just on the
It
on
can
that.
go on. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
can go on. So right now, if you see, Rahul, like we are going through an era where people
Hmm.
are really like what we call it, short tension plan. When we
Hmm.
when we do any advertisement, when we do any video, any short content, that is
Right.
more valuable to customer, right? So
Hmm.
nowadays, like if you see content creators, they are kind of doing advertisement in their content, whatever content they are making. It doesn't matter
Right.
whoever they are, right? They're
Right.
always trying to advertise their products. Then how do you think is affecting the advertisement market?
So in this, it is not like in advertisement, it is going, ads are going to increase indefinitely in the future as well. You cannot stop that. So
Okay.
brands used to advertise. Now personal brands are also advertising. in future you will see that 5x brands will advertise, 10x person brands will advertise. So there will be a lot of ads coming in the
Mm.
future, and there will be newer platforms also coming in. So as of now we just see Google ads or Meta ads or LinkedIn ads. These are the three main platforms that we talk about. But there is going to be Snapchat ads, there is going to be Twitter ads, Reddit
Mm.
ads, Discord ad. These are all the ads that are not in focus limelight, but in 10 years time we will be having podcasts specific for understanding Snapchat ads, or on that time. So that's the future. So
Okay.
to answer this question, we can't stop that. That is first. And second, I don't think it is affecting in a negative way. It is actually affecting in a positive way, because it is creating more opportunities. Because let's say there is a creator with 10K followers or 50. Now I think even when a creator has 1K followers, you will see an ad on his profile, or 100K followers, you will see an ad on his
Mm.
profile now, right? So
Mm.
these creators are also hiring advertisers to run ads for them, because they don't have time. They're doing business, they're doing content creation. So mostly they have, like, I have also run ads for some of the musicians and some of the people who are creating content online. So first
Right.
of all, it's generating a lot of opportunities for budding advertisers and experienced advertisers to not only associate with brands but also personal brands now. And
Mm-hmm.
secondly, it's actually helping content creators to grow their followers and reach by investing some money. So on Facebook ads, you invest 100 rupees, you can reach out to 1,000 people by paying that amount. So let's
Okay.
say you invested 4 hours for creating a reel, but organically we all know it is up to algorithm to push it or not push it. It's not in your hands, but
Exactly.
you know that this reel has the potential. You have invested a lot of effort. So why not invest, let's say, 500 rupees and uh, show it to 10,000, 20,000 people by running ads, because that is in your control of showing
Right.
it.
Right. That's perfectly right. And there is a last question for
Sure,
this section. Okay.
sure,
So
sure.
as we know, we have three marketing giants. Like I will call it like major one, right? So
Mm.
first one is Google for sure. The
Sure,
second one is
yeah.
Instagram. Then we come to
Yes,
Facebook. They are the
yes,
leading, right? So if
yes.
you get into one, you're good. You're good. You
Yeah,
understood how things work in it, and
yeah,
nobody's gonna stop you, right? But
right.
if we talk about three of them, they all of them work on different kind of what we call it. I don't know
The
what to how
audience,
to
the
define.
audience is different, and the whole mindset is different on these platforms.
Exactly,
Yeah,
that's what I was trying to say. So if we are targeting Instagram market, we are
yeah,
targeting different market, right? And the Google
yes,
has different, and the Facebook has different. How
yes.
how how different it is? It is like if we can say in 1 2 minutes.
Sure. So I'll just explain quickly on Google. What happens is you type your query on Google. So let's say if I want to research about anything, or if I'm interested in buying real estate property or any product, or as well, I will search
Mm-hmm.
that what is this product, or what is the rate of this product, or what are the reviews of this product. Let's say I want to buy 18 karat gold ring. So what
Right.
I will do instantly is I will go to Google best 18 karat gold ring shops near me, or
Mm.
websites near me, websites that can offer that, right? So Google is a very intent driven platform, because you know that person is typing the actual term and then clicking on your ad or content and then coming to your website. So it's actually a pull strategy, because the person already has demand. There's no question about the demand of the person. So
Exactly.
here Google is most intent driven. Facebook is a platform where you're not actually sure of the demand of the person, because Facebook interest categories and all the audiences that you can target on Facebook is being bucketed based on their like what pages have they visited in the past. But if a
Mm.
person is visiting certain pages or watching some content, doesn't mean he or she is actually buying, looking to buy that product, right? If for a project I might be looking at real estate projects for 1 month, but then it
Mm.
becomes irrelevant for me after that project is over. But Facebook identified based on my activity that I fall under real estate interest targeting. So
Okay.
that is where it happens. But from a reach perspective, it is very good, because uh, a lot of people say that Facebook is dead now. It does not really offer anything, but I disagree, because if you go to see Facebook groups, there are millions and millions of people who are part of those groups, who are
Mm.
interacting daily, and people are still using Facebook very actively to push content and promote it.
That's
Coming
right.
to Instagram is also same as Facebook, because there also you're not sure about demand of the people, because if I am watching real estate reels for 7 days, then I fall under real estate interest category. If I watch food reels, I will fall under food category. So I watch marketing reels most of the time. So I will come under that marketing, digital marketing interest audience when someone run ads on them. So again,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I'm just watching reels for the, I mean, knowledge part of it. But if a course creator has created some digital marketing course, so he will target me, right? Because I'm watching those reels. But I don't have the intent to buy a course at this moment, right?
Right.
So from a awareness perspective, it's good. Again, the Facebook, Instagram costing is also lower, because I mean it's logical. Google says that, boss, if you want to target intent, you pay me more. I give you
Right.
intent traffic. And Facebook and Instagram says, I won't be able to give you intent driven traffic, but I will give you cheaper traffic. So it's a
Yeah.
pro and con on both ends.
That's the thing, right? Whenever we like we say we want to do marketing, some people
Yeah.
just doing the marketing in the right way, but on a different platform, right?
Mm.
What they
That's
should
the
be
biggest
doing,
mistake. Yeah.
right? If you're targeting like different age people, like let's say 30 to 65, then I'm not
Mm.
gonna going on Instagram and Google, right? I will be
Then
going on
Facebook.
Facebook, right?
Yes,
So
absolutely.
that's also the information that they need to do or do well research before choosing the platform where to advertisement, where
Yeah.
to advertise,
And this
right?
and this also links back to user persona discussion that we did, that identifying your target market. Because
Yeah,
if you don't know what is the age of your target market, then you won't be able to make the right decision about platform.
exactly, right.
Right.
So this section is done, so we won't be targeting any marketing thing, anything now, because
Sure.
otherwise this is
Lo-
gonna be a only marketing podcast. We
yeah,
have few
enough.
minutes left.
Yeah, enough targeting for the day.
Enough targeting for the day. And
Yeah.
Rahul, let's talk about your experience, right? Until
Right.
now, how was your
Sure.
experience in this market? Like your personal experience, let's say, not about the
Sure.
any other. Yeah. So how do you see yourself like in upcoming 4 or 5 years?
Right. So first, talking about my experience, it's been a roller coaster ride, because I believe in marketing. It can never be on a like a consistent growth or a consistent fall level. There will be some days wherein you feel super creative and you feel good about your work, but there will be some days where ideas are not coming. You feel that block, or you feel overwhelmed with the idea of running campaigns, interacting with brands, and
Hmm.
making sure that expectations are clear. So if anyone watching this is having a bad day, or is thinking to leave something what he or she is passionate about, my answer is stop thinking that, because it happens. It's normal. It's not only you who is facing that. But
Hmm.
again, you should be passionate about this, because I know my passion for marketing. So even when the days I am low, I know my long term vision. I have to go in this path only. I don't have
Hmm.
alternate paths to consider. So then that is my mindset that makes me stand up again, and then start giving my 100% from the coming day. So that's how the experience is. A lot of learnings also, because every day I'm reading blogs, following other marketers, watching their content, doing live sessions. So this adds on to my learning, because even when I'm interacting with you, I get your perspective, you get my perspective. So that's a learning happening, two-way learning happening, right?
Right.
So that is the experience part. Now to the next part, in 4 5 years. So I have this vision, like I always had this vision right from college, as I was talking about, that I don't want to be a part of the crowd. I always want to make an impact. And I have this one dream that I want to be on a stage where there are millions of people. I dream of this almost every day. There is a mic in my hand and I'm speaking about something. I was not clear in college whether it will be marketing or anything. I was not clear. Even still, I'm not sure if it will be for marketing or not, but that is the vision that I want to achieve, to impact a million lives.
Right.
And that is what I'm working towards through my content, through my work every single day. And I have it on my vision board as well. So
Hmm.
yeah, that's what I am aiming for in the next, even if not in 4 5 years, that's my life goal, if I have to say.
Good to hear that goal. That like that's a different like million people. Like that's a big goal, right? But if you want to set a goal, set it totally different that nobody ever thought about it, right? Otherwise, you will
Right.
be again in the competition, not doing the
Sure.
something different.
So in this, I would like to add this thing that I interact like I used when I was in college or
Hmm.
my full time job or internships. So I used to interact with so many people. I still interact, and I feel very sad when I interact with people and they tell me that Rahul, I am doing this XYZ full time job or I'm doing this work, but I'm not enjoying Rahul. I don't feel like working. I feel very disheartened on Monday mornings when they tell me that I don't like to like Monday mornings. Like when I hear the word Monday blues, it really makes me sad that why are you working then if Monday blues are making you sad if you don't like
Right.
working in that. I can understand money is a very big factor, but again I believe if you go with your happiness and passion then money will follow you because there you don't have to
Hmm.
push yourself to open your laptop. Even
Right.
I will say I work on Saturdays, Sundays. I have worked alongside my full-time job. I have compromised on many things like not going to parties or not having that bachelor life in my early 20s, but
Hmm.
I don't regret it because I
You
work
achieved
towards
it.
my passion. I am working towards my passion. So
Right.
viewers who are watching this, I think if it gives motivation to even that one person to follow his or her passion, then I think it is all worth it.
Okay. I think for sure it's gonna worth it. Like there are so many people who's gonna there are so many people who follow you. And the second thing, you do so many podcasts. How do you find those people? How do you come up with the ideas? Okay, like what do you implement on them? What do you say to them? Like okay, everybody's doing podcast with you. Even I want to
Right.
implement the same thing. I want to do that
Sure.
same. So what is the
Sure.
strategy that you use? If you wanna
Sure.
tell me.
So, absolutely, I'll be more than happy to tell you. So, in this, what I understood is when I started my LinkedIn journey.
Yeah.
So, I used to reach out from start itself because I realized that I have to do live sessions, and that is a very integral part of any content creation journey. I'm fortunate I realized it at start itself.
Right.
Uh, but I used to reach out to many people, but no response. Like very few responses coming in because I even reached out to like people with 500K and millions of followers. But again, why would they respond to me like when I'm just starting out and I'm just starting had no podcast sessions. So one thing is when you are at your start, then you need to understand who will accept your invites as well. This was very important realization for me. So I started with inviting my fellow content creators who are at, let's say, 10K, 15K, 20K, 30K followers, because they are also trying to build. They also want visibility, so they started accepting my invites, and from there what I got is I got testimonials for my interview skills. So I did 5 podcasts with people with 5K, 10K followers, because I mean, my mindset was I just want to get value, even if they are
Hmm.
5K followers, but if they're experienced in the field, it doesn't matter for me.
Hmm.
Right. So I started reaching out, my response rate grew. And then I started creating, like, I asked them for LinkedIn recommendations and I asked them for personal recommendations that how did you like it? And did you like the experience? And I created a carousel out of that, a image out of that, a banner out of that, and I started sending those to then 50K, 100K followers. And at the same time, my following also started growing on Instagram and LinkedIn. So what happened is response rate started growing from the big players, the big industry experts and people who are at senior positions. Like I did podcasts with the Shark Tank finalists and Akshay Gurnani, biggest agency founder in India in digital marketing, head of Amway marketing. So I was very fortunate to do podcasts with them, and I realized this is the reason, because they saw the case studies and the testimonials. And another thing I realized is it's very important to um like listening skills are very important in podcasting. So I even appreciate that in this podcast as well, because you are listening before speaking, and that's very important soft skill in podcasting,
Thank you.
because and interviewing, because listen, process, then ask. I realized that is the right combination, and that enabled me to give a good experience to my guests, which started building. And now I'm even building now as well. I'm reaching out to 5 people daily for my LinkedIn pe charcha sessions and Instagram pe charcha sessions. So it's an endless process, but you grow with every single
Every single day.
podcast and you
Yeah.
learn that way.
That's the actually main thing, Rahul. Why I started out this thing was the
Yeah.
same intent. Like there are so many people who want to learn, but they are
Hmm.
not good with the books. Let's say,
Right.
right? They can't
Right.
read the books. They can't sit hours like reading the books,
Right.
but they want to have experience. They want to learn.
Hmm.
So what
Right.
they can do, they can watch the videos. You can see like here are so many YouTube videos, but
Right.
that's also like somewhere scripted part. They are already
Hmm.
scripted. They do editing and all
Hmm.
that stuff. But having a
Hmm.
raw form of
Right.
information, that's the
Right.
best. That's the
Right.
best.
The candid conversation. And also one thing I'd like to add is in my reaching out messages that I send, I always make it a point to add something subjective about that person. So let's say if I'm reaching out to I think it was Mr. Sushant, he was the head of Ambe marketing. So I went through his LinkedIn profile in detail.
Mm-hmm.
I in the message I clearly mentioned that I saw your last three posts which were on marketing and entrepreneurship. I really resonated with what values you had to provide. And
Mm-hmm.
henceforth, I would like to interview for your podcast. So he told me this when we were off recording, like we had 5 minutes after we recorded the session. So he told me the reason why I accepted or even replied to your message is because there was some level of subjective research that you had done on my previous posts.
Right.
Uh, so that I realized that, okay, if you do those 5 minutes of research, and then reach out to some senior people who will obviously not have the time to respond to everyone and that they are
Mm.
getting messages on. uh, it helps you stand out. Again, comes to the same concept of making your message, making yourself stand out in the inbox.
And like personal branding that we said, right?
Absolutely, everything I think originates from there,
Business
from a
from there.
mindset level. Yeah.
We're gonna set the title for this video, this YouTube video, personal branding.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Personal branding, and I think it could be something like, set yourself apart or do something different, because I think that is the need of the hour.
Mm-hmm.
And if you build that mindset, then everything will follow, because that mindset will make you restless. It will make you put in efforts, because you won't get a good night's sleep before. Like I still have that, right? If I don't get a reply on my interview messages that I'm sending, so I have this aim that I need to get one reply per day, and I'm not sleeping before that. So even if I have to send 50 messages to get that one in, like one live recording response,
Mm-hmm.
then I make it a point to stay up till 3 a.m. even, to get that reply and then sleep. Uh,
It is
but
happening with me at this moment.
yeah, yeah,
It's
and I
happening
think
with me actually.
that's a great mind, because again, even still with the personalized message and all the creativity that I'm applying with messages,
Mm,
out of five, I don't get five responses. Like I get, let's say, one response, and there are
mm.
responses that come after 2 months or 3 months or even 6 months. It has happened that a person
Yeah.
has replied, because I mean, it's not ego or something, because they are busy. They are genuinely busy. They were not able to see the message, so I don't form a hatred or a negative attitude towards them, that okay, you replied after so long and it's not, you're not appreciating my time. Because I mean, if the person did not have to appreciate, he wouldn't reply even after 6 months, right? So that way it is logical you won't get replies. But again, you need to keep doing, keep experimenting, keep reaching out on different platforms, and also follow up on the messages. So if I send a message today, I'll make sure
Yeah.
after 10 days I follow up that, hey, I would love to explore if you are free in this week, and if we can do a 30-minute or a 40-minute session, and I would really appreciate that. So that way also I've got some responses.
Okay. Now we have a little short time. We have just three questions more, okay? Just three
Sure, sure,
questions.
sure,
So one
sure.
is my personal question. So let's
Yeah.
ask in the beginning. So anything you want to suggest me, like as I'm doing podcast right now, anything you want to suggest me in the communication term, in the term of
Hmm.
approaching term, or
Hmm.
anything like recording or whatever you liked or whatever you disliked so far.
In this, the one thing, the primary thing that I liked is, as I said, your listening skills, you're listening to the guests. That is very important, and keep up to that.
Okay.
Second thing is, I even researched on your previous interviews, because I like to do that research. Who am I talking to, or who am I going to talk to? It's always better to have the context of the other person. So there, your content is amazing. I would say I was hooked on to the previous interviews as well. One thing I would suggest is regarding the banners, if you can make it stand out, like vibrant coloring and some, let's say there I follow Ranveer Alabadia's. Like if you watch his TRS show, his
Right.
banners are like it sells like anything, because even if some podcasts have like there was some podcasts on horror or something, none of my
Yeti.
interest.
I met
Yeah,
Yeti. Have you seen
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah.
It's
I've seen
crazy.
that. It was, I mean, I'm not interested in horror or something, but
Yeah.
that banner made me click on that video and I watched that. So that
Okay.
would be my only suggestion, to work on the face of the podcast. Content is good, your interviewing skills are good, and just keep reaching out. And I'm
Hmm.
sure, don't stop, because in this podcasting, it's I mean, it's hectic to record 1 hour podcast, and I've been through the same journey of recording
Hmm.
long form podcast. So keep a schedule, like you have to do one per week no matter what, and I'm sure you will do that, but just don't stop. Anytime you feel demotivation, just text me, and I think, we can motivate each other
Thank you.
anytime we are. Yeah.
Thank you. It means a lot. It means a lot. As I'm trying to grow at this moment. Like nobody stops growing, right? If they have a once addicted to start learning, they will get. They're never
Yes.
gonna stop, right? So I'm doing it, and so as much as anybody is supporting, I'm always so grateful. I will never forget them. Basically, this is the beginning part of my life, right?
Right,
So
right.
yeah, yeah. So let's go to the second question. So
Yep.
what are two people in your life that you see as your role model? It could be in the personal branding, it could be in digital
Right,
marketing, or
right.
whoever you're gonna name them.
I'll name three if you allow. These are
Okay.
really special people. So one is like in my personal life only. Like my father has always been an inspiration. His work ethics, his values have
Hmm.
really given me the like the value for respect, the value for the soft skills, the value for dedication has really helped me. I mean, I'm always grateful to that on the first level.
Right.
Second, the other two people are, one is Sandeep Maheshwari. He is like, my I
Legend.
really look up to his videos and his perspective. That has changed, that has added on to my perspective over a period of time, I believe. And it is one of my goal to be as a guest in his interview. So that's my one goal. And I will, when I will be on that stage, I will remember this podcast that I said it here, and now I am there. So yeah, that's a link that I'm creating now. And third one is Ranveer Alabadia. He is also one of those guys who I really admire when it comes to his growth mindset. Because if you analyze his journey, he was a drug addict in his early 20s. He had no vision, no clarity, and he
Right.
transformed himself 360-degree. And now he's interviewing some of the top people in the country, outside the country. And yeah, even that is a goal, to be a guest on his podcast or interview him someday
Hmm.
that way. So these three people are really special in my life.
Okay, now the very first thing that when you said your father, like that actually like made me respect you more, right? So
Right.
everybody says, okay, I'm gonna take the Elon Musk, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do
Mm.
that, but
Mm.
nobody sees the his own or her own people who are struggling for them, who try
Right.
to do always give them best, right? So
Right.
that was the first thing. I really appreciate that. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for doing that as well. But and the second thing was the Sandeep. If you're watching, sir, oh no, if you're watching, sir, then please invite Rahul. And he's
Yeah.
amazing. He's amazing. I'm sure like
Thank
he's
you.
not gonna be watching, but it's just then like ambition kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
In case, for sure you're gonna do that. You're gonna do that. Like as you're growing right now. So
Thank you.
Rahul, as your ambitions are like 1 million people like as you said it is gonna come true, like when you say
Right.
something out, the universe starts helping you, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise
Manifestation.
it's manifestation. So if you have it in
Yeah.
your mind, you're not trying to say to somebody, we can say okay, we don't do that because devil's eye, nazar lag jayegi, ye lag jayega, wo ho
हाँ.
jayega. So we
वो
keep,
चीज है.
yeah, we keep ourselves bounded, right? And
And in
Ranveer,
this,
yeah.
one more thing that really stood out, what you said, that I mean, in this mindset, I've seen when I also talk to people, that they don't dream big, like they don't imagine things. Like just you said that Sandeep Maheshwari watching this video, why not? He might watch this video. Like what's the harm in thinking that big, right?
Huh.
What's the harm in thinking that you are a guest on a show? Because when you don't see the Mount Everest, how will you climb it? So it's very important to be daring enough to say it out, that okay,
Yeah,
this might not seem practical to a lot of people, but who cares, because
who
this is my
cares?
goal, my ambition, that
Right.
way.
So yeah, and even it's said, Like I don't know who was it. I think I listened it on LinkedIn. Maybe it was you. So they
Hmm.
were saying like any connection in the whole world are seven
Yeah.
steps away. So we're gonna go first to second, second, third. Anybody in the
Right.
whole world you want to meet, let's say Elon Musk, Sandeep Maheshwari, or anybody
Right.
in the whole world,
Right.
we are seven steps away. So one person
Mm.
knows the another person knows the other. So it's gonna take seven steps until you reach that
Right.
person.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
it's true. I don't know how, but they said it like it's being what we call it what we call it? I forget sometimes word. So
No
it
worries.
means implemented that they have
Mm.
tried it and it really worked.
Yeah.
They were like
Yeah.
mostly seven things, seven steps basically. So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. Let's do the last
Absolutely.
question. Let's do the last question.
Sure.
Sorry for taking
Sure.
here too much time. It's a
No
little
worries.
bit
I'm
over,
enjoying.
right? So there should be three things from the beginning of your life, from right till today.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
So this is the question that I ask everyone. So
Mm.
what are the three learnings, life learnings that you
Mm.
want to give the audience today on this podcast?
My first learning realization, whatever you call it, is that at the start of your career or start of any journey that you're taking, if someone is paying you 100 rupees, give them the value of 1,000 rupees. If someone is giving you 1%, give them 10% back in return, right? So just give your best at start, and that will start making ways for you. Because I see young people now expecting a lot of things right at the start. That, let's say, I see a lot of freelancers expecting $1,000 clients at start. I mean, why will someone pay you $1,000 at start, right? Just because you're seeing, let's say if I make a case study wherein I charged a client $5,000, it's after 6 years of hard work that I've reached to that stage, right? But
Right,
don't compare your day one with someone's year six, right? So that is the biggest learning that I was guilty of at start, because I used to feel demotivated sometimes. Let's say if I'm watching Ranveer Alabadia, in his
mm,
25 years, he's doing so much, so podcasts with so many big people. I used to feel like, okay, I also want to reach to this level. When will this happen? But
mm,
I realized that, I mean, I can't compare my life to his life, because he has his own struggles, he has his own journey. I have my own journey. So I should enjoy what I have and work towards making it 1% better every single day and enjoying it and be satisfied.
mm,
Second learning is self respect for yourself, right? In this, I understood that never ever, whenever, let's say, if you're doing a job, if you're doing working with someone, if you're in a relationship with someone, and you feel that the other person is not respecting your time, your effort, or your money, then it's better to move out from there, take a call for yourself, and do things which where you get a lot of self respect, where you don't have to question your own integrity that way.
right,
And third, and the biggest thing, is having a learning aptitude in life. Because uh, the day you stop, like, I mean, in Indian education itself, people ask that what is the biggest flaw in Indian education. The biggest flaw is in the mindset of education, that learning stops at college after you've done MBA or after you've done PhD. And I don't
mm,
agree, because that's just a starting step. When you go in entrepreneurship, when you go in job, when you're not even working, you're taking a break even, you're learning every single day. And the day you stop learning, investing in learning, I'm sure, like, there could be different ways of learning. Like podcasting is a way of learning, books are a way of learning, content creation is a way of learning. Because let's say if I make a lot of videos on Google ads and Facebook ads and paid media marketing. So for that, I have to research on that first, because if I don't know what's happening in the market, how will I share it with people? So there I get to know a lot of new things. I was like, okay, this I was not aware of, I read it in this blog, and now let's share it with people also, so that they also benefit. So I think these three steps from a mindset point of view have been the biggest realizations, learnings, and I'm sure if anyone benefits out of that, then nothing like it.
yeah. That's the main thing. Like they everybody needs. So one thing, everybody
Yeah.
knows these learnings already. By the way, I'm not saying like these were
Mm.
not good. So
Yeah.
do not compare with yourself with anybody
Mm.
else. Start comparing
Mm.
with yourself, right? But
Right.
nobody actually implement these things, right?
Mm.
What you
Mm.
said is amazing. What you said is
Mm.
amazing. I think it covers the
Mm.
whole life. If you want to grow in
Right.
your life, these are the three things that you need
Right.
ever, ever.
Right.
Nothing
Right.
else you need. Like you can
Mm.
you can read 100 quotes a single day.
Right.
Do not work on even a single one. It's
Yeah.
nothing. You haven't
Yeah.
gained anything, right? So
Absolutely.
that's the main thing. And
Yeah.
yeah, hopefully they're gonna learn so much stuff from here, as I would call
Yeah.
it a course on digital market, not digital marketing, personal branding, I would say
Right.
it.
Right.
So thank you, Rahul. Thank you so much on coming on this podcast. It means a lot to me as I'm starting it out, and it meant a lot. It meant a lot, meaning.
Yeah, I think it was a pleasure. It was my pleasure interacting. And as you said on the last point, I would just like to say that I heard even Sandeep Maheshwari saying that in his podcast, like in his interviews and his sayings, a lot of people get motivated. Millions of people are getting motivated, but only
Right.
1% does the action, and that's how they build towards that, right? So it's sad that a lot of people watching this will realize or will have the motivation for the next 2 days, but after
Yeah.
7 days it's going to be in the normal routine. But uh, yeah, that is something you cannot control. It has to come out from within,
Hmm.
and the best way
Yeah.
to implement that is like have a vision board, have it in writing, or have some accountability to yourself,
Hmm.
and that way I think it has more chances, not a guarantee but more chances that way. So that would be my ending points. And you were an amazing host. I would like to
Thank you.
congratulate you for that and the work that you're doing. I see you, like I'll be happy to see your 500 podcast completion, and then I would like to congratulate you that I was your guest, and you have accomplished a milestone there. So
You're in
yeah.
top 10 basically at the moment. I'm just starting out, so it's a top 10, I would say. Yeah.
No, no,
Yeah.
no. I think it's just about doing the best every single day, meeting new
Mhm.
people, meeting, interacting with them. And I enjoyed this. I'm sure you also enjoyed, and the viewers, if they enjoy, then nothing like it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rahul, for coming on this podcast. Thank you.
My
Thank you.
pleasure. My
Thank
pleasure.